going on. I like to have a plan, even if that plan changes, which most likely does all the time. Shortly after we got engaged, my mom said that we should take a class, an NFP class. She said it would help with our marriage. My parents had been married for 20 years now, 40 years, and I trusted them, and I wanted a marriage like theirs, so I told Matt, and we signed up. We went online, just found through the Couple League, a teaching couple, Steve and Debbie. They lived about an hour away, and yeah, we just signed up for their class, and first day, arrived there, knocked on their door, they ushered us into their little kitchen, and then we got at it. I remember opening the book that first class, and what a relief it was. When we got engaged, I was 22. I knew about the birds and the bees, but that was about it.
When Rose and I met, I was already planning to enter the Catholic Church. I was in RCIA, and we barely even touched the topic of sexuality in RCIA. But I'd been doing a lot of reading on my own about the theology of the body, and having grown up as a Christian but not a Catholic, we had some pretty strict rules about what you can't do before marriage, but no one ever talked about what you can do after marriage, what you can't do after marriage. What does a good marriage look like? What does a responsible use of your generative powers look like?
That first NFP class, we learned about my fertility. Before we took the class, I think I was under the assumption that any act of intimacy between me and my husband would probably result in a pregnancy. It wasn't until we started learning, Steve and Debbie, about natural family planning and a woman's menstrual cycle, that there are only a few days out of each month that she can conceive a child. I didn't know that. And knowing exactly that window of fertility is essential, whether you're trying to postpone a pregnancy or to achieve one. And so that knowledge was liberating, that I could know that about myself, that it wasn't some mystery anymore.
I learned how scientific the natural family planning method is, and as a scientist, I have a PhD in molecular biology. It really appealed to me how this was based in sound medical science and just how scientific the whole method is.
So that's what we started learning as we got engaged and preparing for marriage. Being Catholic, contraception was off the table. It wasn't an option. But for me, the idea of having an unlimited number of children at an unknown frequency was unnerving, to say the least. I wanted to be faithful to my Catholic faith, but I wanted some degree of control. Natural family planning is collecting information about a woman's body, giving her the knowledge to know what is going on inside, and then discussing with her spouse what their plan is then to either try for a family to have children at that time, or abstain for those times of fertility if they're trying to postpone having a child at that time.
I didn't even think we realized it at the time, but when we were learning natural family planning, we were really learning to communicate about intimate things. We were, as we were going over your charts, we weren't even married yet, and we were talking about something pretty intimate. And I think that ability that we had to begin talking about things that might seem awkward at the beginning to talk about provided a foundation to talk about all sorts of things.
If you've gone through marriage prep or are married and have many years of experience, you know how communication is the foundation for everything. It's never too late. It's never too late to learn new things. Probably difficult, if you had a lifetime or a marriage of certain habits. of certain practices that you now want to change, but that's the gift we have, our human condition, and we're adaptable. We can learn new things, and especially if we're convinced that it is for the better, for our better, our marriage, our faith, eternity.